Hi, Nico.
Hi, thanks
Thanks so much for speaking with me today.
for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you have a small but very pivotal role in Last of Us, I think it's fair to say. How did you make every moment you have in that first episode count? Because you really have to land all of your moments.
I think, I tried to obviously do that. I think a lot of it was, it's in the writing.
Mhm.
Craig, Neil, a wonderful writer. So Craig's a wonderful writer. I think a lot of it was just there.
Mhm.
I didn't need to like expand on it too much. I feel like I didn't want to treat it like every moment was the most important moment because especially because it's kind of like the beginning, you're seeing a way more regular version of life. And I didn't want it to feel like this kind of like, oh, but you just wait till what happens. I kind of wanted it to feel like just kind of, a day to day.
Sure.
And then when it got to the more kind of like emotional, stressful scenes, I think I just wanted to try and treat them again as if, even if you're filming something that you've been filming for the past 4 days, I wanted it to kind of, want everything that you're seeing for the first time. And I wanted that to kind of be something that was, um, I wanted it to be obvious in everything that we were filming and doing.
Yeah. And another reason why you're so key is because what your relationship with Joel is what sets so much of his character in motion. So those moments, every moment with him has to land. Tell me about your bond with Pedro that way and how you made sure that that relationship was so central.
I mean, luckily, I completely adore him. We like very quickly, I was like, oh my God, this is my best friend. And so I think it made it a lot easier because it didn't feel like either of us were kind of faking anything or that we had to kind of put on this like, look how wonderful our relationship is because it just felt like it was, or at least for me, obviously he could secretly hate me, I have no idea, but at least for me,
I doubt it.
it felt like it was already there naturally. Um, but so then as a result of that, kind of every scene to film with him was genuinely so enjoyable that it kind of, I felt like it was translating in a way that you can kind of see that bond anyway, because we already have a bond, but because we're kind of having fun, you can then feel the fun, obviously not in the non-fun times. It's meant to be. So that kind of felt important. And then again, with the kind of more difficult scenes, it was amazing because they were all kind of scheduled to be towards the end of my filming portion. So then, we already had the foundation there. So then all of that emotion can genuinely be real, as if any of that was actually happening.
Right, absolutely. He's obviously the Mandalorian, and your mother was also in Star Wars. So I feel like you need an invite now to a future Star Wars thing, and you can see you in that universe.
I haven't been invited to any of that universe. I'm waiting for my invitation slowly.
Right.
Hopefully
Yeah.
this will prompt it. Yeah.
Excellent. Well, Bella Ramsey was told. She said she was told not to play the video game. She auditioned not being aware of the video game, and then they told her, "Please don't play it." Just did you get the same advice? Were you aware of the video game before you auditioned?
I was aware of it. So that advice would be useless on me. But I was aware of it. When I was younger, I used to watch people play the game. I never played it myself. I'm terrible at anything gaming. I wish I wasn't, but I would watch like gamers play the game, and then I kind of graduated from that to just watching a straight gameplay as if it was a movie. I would consistently cry at anything Sarah related, not spoiling anything. Yeah, and so I did know about it. I think it was kind of like an unspoken thing of just like everyone kind of knew not to be like in between takes like on their phone watching the game because it's just we didn't want to be, completely doing everything the exact same because otherwise like what is the point of having um the show. So I think, we wanted to highlight the differences and leave everyone room with some kind of like creativity in their character, which I was incredibly grateful for. It made for a really enriching experience, whilst also staying true to a lot of the like iconic material we got to recreate.
Right. Absolutely.
So I had seen it, but I wasn't watching it while we were filming.
Right, yeah, you put it aside, and right. One of the things I really liked in this adaptation is how much they've diversified the cast versus what's in the game. And certainly there's unfortunately a toxic part of fandom that gets angry when any diversity happens. But you hope that people look past that, though, that they're able to, or just embrace the fact that they've really diversified the story.
I mean, I think, I can appreciate there's one side of it where it's like there are people that the game is incredibly important to them.
Mhm.
Uh, and, they care very deeply about an adaptation of it and would just really like to have a kind of exact play by play of the game. And that comes to looks and voice and everything. And that side of it I can understand more. So I think when it comes to a place where it's just a kind of just a disdain towards any kind of inclusivity is where I just like I don't care. I just think, I don't value that opinion and I don't agree. So I think it's more so I just kind of like put it to one side. I can sympathize with the other. I hope that, you can look past it and still enjoy the show. I think, but I think inclusivity for everyone is incredibly important. And I think if young kids or just anyone watches the show and feels that they're in any way represented, whether that's through race or hair or anything, I feel like that to me is 10 times more important than anyone who doesn't like it just because they don't like to see different people on their screen. So,
Beautifully said. I really appreciate that sentiment. Looking back on it now, what was your favorite part of the experience that you had on The Last of Us set? Was there a favorite scene or moment or day that sort of encapsulates the experience for you?
favorite day. Oh, I think maybe filming, there's like a scene at the very beginning. It's like we're eating breakfast. And that was a very fun day. I think just because it was so like relaxed. I think it was really just fun. And I think also finding kind of a rhythm to filming was very enjoyable. And finding that kind of relationships and establishing them was incredibly enjoyable and incredibly fun. And then also anything where I got to see loads of infected people was just purely because it was just so amazing to see.
Right.
So that was all amazing too.
Yeah. Awesome. Great. Well, congrats on the series and thanks so much for your time today.
Thank you for speaking with me. It was lovely to meet you.
Yes, you as well. Take care.
Bye.